So let us open up a new file. So now we're going to do page 77, number 13. Write a program to sum a series of numbers entered by the user. The program should first prompt the user for how many numbers are to be summed. It should then input each of the numbers and print a total sum. Okay, so it sums a series of numbers. Let's write that. This program will sum a series of numbers entered by the user. The program should first prompt the user for how many numbers are to be summed. Let's write that. The program prompts user for how many numbers are to be summed. So let's go to sum.py. So sum.py. It then inputs each of the numbers and prints a total sum. It then program then inputs and prints a total sum. All right. Let's see. All right, so let's define the function. Okay, so let's call this numSum as our function as well. And then we're going to call it later. Okay, so this is going to be let's think about how we're going to construct this. It's going to take an input. A couple ways to do it. We can use that the star with the args, where like you might have multiple arguments. So we can look at chapter. We'll flip back to chapter 3. I don't think we have it with the math library, factorials, computer memory, computer arithmetic, type conversions and rounding, which we can do some rounding. We got to import math and then round, and then math.py, comma 2 rounds it off to 2. Yeah, I guess. But yeah, we didn't learn about, because I know that there are like like star and then args, or asterisk and then args for some of these programs. I think C++. I've seen that code before where it's like, just it could be any number of arguments. But what we might have to do is have it outside of this function, outside of the parameters of the function, because we don't know how many arguments we're going to have. So what we could do is we could create a variable outside of the function that puts all the numbers into, and I guess we would just wouldn't have a function then. Just based on what we're supposed to know, right? Like, I know if we knew more about that, we could obviously put it all in a function, would be no problem. But based on, this being chapter 3 and what we're supposed to know, and what code we would supposed to be, putting in here, I don't think that we would be able to do that. So, but I like to put everything in a function. So let's say that the user put in. So, all right, let's just say print, and maybe the hint is right here. The program prompts the user for how many numbers are to be summed. That's probably the hint, right? So, how many numbers do you wish to sum? And then that's going to be int input so numbers to sum. Numbers to sum. To input, how many numbers do you wish to sum? Okay. So then let's say the user puts in 3. Then we would say 4. So we could have it outside of the, we'd have no problem if it was outside of the function, but I like to see if I can put the stuff within a function. So let's see how we could do this. Because we could say for x in numbers to sum, Okay, so like for x in, let's just play it out, in numbers to sum. Print type number. It's actually not going to be a print statement. It's going to be another input. So it's going to be let's see. This could be a little much for a in numbers to sum. I might be totally botching this because I want to put number a might be totally botching this. I might have to go a different route, but I usually try to go for broke. At least just with my knowledge base, like what I know at the time. And then like if it just gets to be too wonky or just way too impossible, then I just back off and go for the, the base hit. Yeah, there are a couple routes to do it. You could also like, yeah. So I want number A. So this is going to be number. So let's do number A equals int input I'm totally botching this. So there's a couple ways to do it, right? I want to do the for loop because I'm trying to put this in the function. So number. So we can say maybe number is a new array. I don't know if we can use a new array though, because I don't think we've learned these yet. You know, we can only use stuff that we've already learned. We can do a list. Yeah, we can do a list. Guess we can do a list. So an empty list. So then here let's print number. Let's see if we get something. And let's not worry about sum yet. We won't worry about that. So let's, you know, since there's no, we shouldn't have an error message, I don't think. Because we don't have a body here, but at least, you know, there's nothing indented, so it just thinks that the program is over, or that the function is over, and then we didn't call the function, so we shouldn't have an issue there. But let's see. And this is also how I learn about like how Python behaves, you know. So let's try nemsum. Let's see. Yes. Okay. So let's get rid of that then. Let's just comment it out. So then comment that out. Run it again. Let's do 4. Oh. So int object is not iterable. This has come up before. So I really got to learn this. So an integer object is not iterable. It's totally fixed. X and numbers to sum. Okay, so all right, let's back off of the overly aggressive ambition. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's see. All right, let's deal with this. Okay. So, okay, let's just back off a little bit. Maybe we won't have a function here at all. Maybe we're not supposed to. I mean, who knows? Maybe this is supposed to be in a function. But I don't know. You know, or maybe I'd get a low grade on this question. But I want it to work. I want it to run. I will improve over time. That's the other thing that I learned is like, we'll improve over time. And then also like, you know, how, you know, thorough in terms of like research. And yeah, of course I want to stay thorough, but there are a lot of things to balance when you're, you know, like let's say it's homework, you know, it's like how important is this? How much time do I have? What's the block of time that I've scheduled for this? What else do I have responsibility wise? What are my priorities? Like when do I need to go to sleep? When do I need to do this? When these are all factors that come into play. You know, I don't give any pat answers when it comes to like study or, you know, when it comes to like, you know, homework or I mean, they're just, you know, and some people process slower and they, you know, or they might move slower and, you know, so these are just factors to keep in mind. But if you do really, really well on the other questions and then this one's sort of below average, but it works, the code runs, then, you know, you still should get a decent grade, I would think. So yeah, I mean, and then it's like, how much time do I have, you know, if I really wanted to look up all this stuff. So, but I don't think, you know, based on the problems that we've had thus far, I don't think this needs to be totally crazy hard. So let's back off from a list or an array. Let's back off on like the nested loops, or this loop and these two for loops wrapped up together. Let's just go for x in numbers to sum. Uh, So for x in numbers to sum, so it's gonna, that number. So for x in like the number 3, it's gonna go 0, 1, 2. I mean, do we need to save them as variables? We don't have to necessarily. We can do a lot more with them though. So let's see. For x in numbers to sum. No. So print number. I'm pretty sure number is going to have to be an empty list. Like an empty array. I mean, I guess it would be a list. Would this be a list? Looking at page 65 right now. Accumulating results factorial. Range. No. Factor and range. The fact times factor, so n equals. What if we performed an action on n each time the user put it in, right? So we form a loop. Let's try this first. Let's see if this works, or if the x issue becomes the iterable issue. Let's try it. But I have another idea also. So let's go here. Let's go to numSum. All right. Let's do 5. Int object. Okay, so now I'm going to look it up. Keeps coming up. Int object is not iterable. Python for loop. Okay, let's check this out. So on Stack Overflow, it says for number in range. Range? That's sequential. Yeah, that's the mistake. It's a range. Because if it's 3 numbers, it's going to be 0, 1, 2. So x in range. Yeah. So let's see if this helps. So let's just put this here. And that's a rookie mistake. I'm sure I've done that numerous times. Let's do 4. So 4. list assignment index out of range. So list assignment index out of range. Let's see if we just deleted the, let's just say we called it N, right? And then we did something with N. We just said, you know, and based on what we've learned, we want to add them to our list. So I don't think that you were supposed to have learned that in this chapter. I don't think that's something that you learn. Putting things in lists. So let's look at okay, so N equals int input type number. Then we take that number and then we go, yeah, here we go. So we go N equals N plus sum, right? So now we put sum equals 0 outside the loop. And then I don't think we put that in a function. But how it is now is outside the function. But as long as you make it run, I think we're cool. And then I'll see if I can put it in the function. So I'm just kind of going through, how my brain would work and all that stuff. Like I could try to figure it out first and then record. But sometimes it's better, if I show you guys like sort of how this, process would go and whatnot. I think that might be more helpful in some respects. But yeah, so yeah, I think this is good because we're not gonna worry about each one being new. We'll put in the loop. This is now our N, temporary, and then the new N is gonna just be N plus sum. And then we're gonna print, sum. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, so now let's run that, and now we'll see if we can put that in a function. So let's do 4. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, it should be 18. Okay, so let's see where we're at. So sum equals 0. Say you wish to sum 4 numbers. So 4 n equals, type the number. It's an int. So n equals n plus sum. So n, so 6 equals 6 plus 0. Right, is our first number. So n equals 6. You go back up to it and you punch it in again. Type another number. It's 5. So n equals 6 plus No. Sum equals n plus sum. All right. That's what it is. Sum equals n plus n. So, and just to make it easier to read, sum equals sum plus n, because n is sort of being appended. So, just visually for whoever reads the program, I think that's better. Okay, so file. Sum. Here we go. Okay. I think this is good. Sum equals sum plus n. Okay, so let's sum four numbers. 2, 6, 5, 4, 3. Ooh, nice. Okay. So I like that. After a little bit of trouble, but I don't know. I sort of like this. It's having faith in your brain and having faith in the fact that sometimes you might stumble because maybe your brain isn't really focused on this stuff, or you maybe take a little break, and it's just to get into the programming coding mindset. Like, it really takes a lot of focus, and that's what makes it so exciting and interesting. It's really interesting work. um so okay, so how would you make this a function? So we can, let's see if we'll do nums. So then, so if we get that number 3, then we take this whole thing, plug it in here, right? So for x in range nums, n equals input. This is just a variable that we just keep, we don't have to worry about creating all these. Yeah, we'll just create one variable, put it in a loop. It's supposed to be 4. Like, I'm not supposed to tab it. It's supposed to just do 4. But I don't know. That's a style thing. Python's pretty amazing because it lets you tab as much as you want, or but 4's generally just the style things. Okay, and then print sum. So then, what if we just returned sum? Right. So we're going to return sum, and then that's going to be in our inside the function, and then now this is outside the function. So then this will be, how many numbers do you wish to sum? And then we'll call numSum numbers to sum. And then after we call it, we'll print you wanted us to, or you wanted me, the program, or the machine, you wanted me to add this many numbers together. And I did. Okay, add up to, and then we're going to do sum. All right, let's see. Let us see. Let's check it out. All right. So we put it all in a function, and then we put that, we called it, put that in there, that became nums. There's nums, 2 and 2 parentheses, 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 parentheses. The commas, I think we're good. We have an even faster method, which is we can just put it here. We can delete this. Just put that there. And I think that should work. You should stick it inside the print statement. Should get it. Oh, I think it got sort of queued. Okay. So let's try it. So save that. Let's see how it goes. All right. Okay. So we put the function call inside the print statement. Let's have a little fun. Let's sum 5 of them. So 5, 4, 9, -4, and 3. Ah, here we go. 18, 14, 17. Boom. Obviously, we could have put a period at the end, but that works. Obviously, we would try this a whole bunch of times. But if we're going to put a period at the end, it might be an issue. So we might have to put string here, which we'll go ahead and do. I don't think we need strings for everything else. I think just that. Let's try it, because that's something that I would learn right now, this moment. But that's the only place where we'd need to put a string. So for all programs moving forward, I will have learned that. I know this is a little bit of a longer video. So yeah, that's the thesis, right? It's like, okay, if you put a string here, are we good, or is it going to say we have to make this a string? I don't know. And maybe different languages are different, but okay. So let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 7. Nice. All right. Now let's say we didn't make this a string. Let's do it. I think we'd have a problem. I think we would. Because we don't want that space, right? Because it's a period. So let's just try it. I just want to make sure that we can know for sure. But you see, the other stuff didn't matter. It was just that one function call that had to be a string. A string. Let's see. Let's run it. 5, 3, 2, 6, 5. Yeah, there it is. Unsupported operand types. Okay. So, but what's good is that we don't need to make all these strings. We could just put, these different data types, comma, all the way through here. But then this has to be a string because we are concatenating another string. And it's in front of it, right? This is all behind it. So it's going to run, program's going to run, and all that's going to be fine with the comma, because you can use different data types together and concatenate them. But then here we have to make this a string. So this is the string version, the string return value of this function call. And then we're going to concatenate that with the period. Anyways, hopefully that helps, guys, and you have patience with this video. But yeah, other videos I'll go a lot faster. But yeah, I just wanted to walk you guys through sort of how I think on this stuff, because this stuff isn't a cakewalk, and I think that even now, even though it's still pretty early, in this book and in the learning process for just computer science principles and whatnot, that you still should definitely respect, the each potential you know each potential like blind spot. And so this is where I like to just be very sort of the long hard road um like sort of philosophy about learning. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys. All right.